Hey everybody, Rory McDonald from MacDon and Associates coming to you with the next episode of Tuesdays with Rory. And on today's episode of Tuesdays with Rory, we're getting into a super controversial topic in my world, in the finance world, in the real estate world, in the investor world, in the mortgage world. Go down the line. This is going to be controversial and people are not going to like it. And I'm okay with that. That's fine with me because I feel like some of the stuff that I put out here is useful and good, even if other people don't agree with it. I'm fine with that. Today, our topic, you ready for this? Our topic today are the 4 reasons why you should not purchase a home. The 4 reasons, I know, we're getting into it. The 4 reasons why you should not purchase a home. And I know there's people whose skin are crawling at the fact that I'm making this video, but I don't care. Here we go. Let's get into it. The 4 reasons why you should not purchase a home. First one, it's the reason why a lot of you are not purchasing homes. It is the interest rates. The interest rates are incredibly high right now. And in the history of interest rates, I know it's not that high in comparison to what some other people had to deal with in the past. Like, I get that. That makes sense. It's okay. And yes, it is true. Interest rates, I believe, will come down, and they will be in the historical spot where they kind of sit in the ballpark of like 4.5%. That's going to happen. I'm not worried about that. It'll happen. However, that does not mean that you should right now go out and buy a house. It might actually not make sense to do this. For example, if you are a person where like your family is expanding, you're growing, and you need more bedrooms, you need more space. The rental that you're in right now, the apartment building that you're in right now, it's just not working and you need more room. Whether that, like I said, that's bedrooms or just square footage within the home, it might make sense to buy. Then we're talking in a realistic place. It might actually make sense for you to buy. If you are a family that is just running out of space in general and you need more room for storage, might make sense to go find a house with a garage or a basement in order for you to store some of those things. If you are a person who maybe you've been in an apartment for a really long time, you've got that dog that just like, it's your baby, follows you around everywhere, and you would really love for that, quite honestly, in some ways, that family member of yours to have the yard to run around in that they deserve, that's fenced in and green, luscious grass. That might be something that makes sense for you to go out and purchase a home. However, if you're not in any of these categories or in one similar to that, it might not make sense for you to go out and buy a house in today's market. The interest rates are high. They are. They will eventually come down, without a doubt. That's what interest rates do. They go up and they come down. Right now, they are high, which means they will come back down. And my guess is they're going to be sitting in the ballpark of 4.5%, which is a very healthy, good interest rate, where a lot of people sit in today's market. In fact, a lot of people still today that didn't refinance over the course of the last 2 years, they're sitting in that 4.5%. That's normal and that's okay. But that is the first reason. High interest rates is the first reason why it might actually not make sense for you to purchase a home. The second reason why you should not buy a home. 2, home maintenance. Home maintenance is a huge thing that a lot of you, I know as renters, you kind of take it for granted, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you purchase a home, the roof, the furnace, the hot water tank, the foundation, the landscaping outside, cutting the grass, every faucet in the home, any electrical issues, any other plumbing issues, anything that comes up that is a problem that happens within that house, it is your problem now. Home maintenance is a huge thing that people don't really take into consideration when it comes to purchasing a home. They kind of just look at it and they go, hey, I've got this now. I'm going to start building credit and I'm going to be in a spot where I'm not, throwing all of my money away renting. Yes, there's a trade-off with that, 100%. And the trade-off is you've got these other responsibilities, i.e. things breaking, things needing to be maintained and corrected in the home. It is your now, not just financial responsibility, but also time responsibility, which is point number 3, time commitment. Those things take time. It takes time to cut the grass. And as a renter who might not have to do that, you now can go out on a Friday night. For those of you who own homes, you know what it's like. On Sunday, at least for at my house, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of those 3 days, we have to cross off the calendar because I've got grass to cut. I got a driveway to blow off. I got a garage to blow out. I've got, trimming around the hedges and all kinds of stuff. Like, there's a lot of maintenance that happens within a home, and it is a time commitment, which removes me from being able to do some of the other things that I want to do. That is reason number 3. The fourth reason is flexibility. As a homeowner, your amount of flexibility drastically decreases. So let me explain this. As a renter, when you rent, the typical renter in the state of Michigan here, the rent time frame is anywhere between 6 months on the very low end, all the way up to about 24 months. So we're talking 6 months, half a year, to 2 years. And I know you're hearing that and you're going, gosh, 2 years, that's a long time. A mortgage is 15 to 30 years of a commitment on average. It's going to be a 15 to 30 years on average for you to be tied into that home. And as a homeowner, there's only one of 2 ways for you to get out of that. 1, selling your home. 2, paying off of your paying off of your mortgage. Once one of those 2 things happen, you are going to have a financial responsibility to be paying for that home, to be present in that area and paying for that home. You can't just take off and move to Florida. You can't just take off and move to Texas or Arizona or California. You have a commitment here that you need to be paying for. And as a renter, it's very easy after your year's up. Hey, where do we want to go? Our rent is up, our lease is over, we're not going to renew, we're going to move to Florida, we're going to move to Arizona, we're going to move to California, or wherever it might be. The time commitment and the flexibility behind that time commitment is awesome when it comes to being a renter. Now, I know what you're probably thinking is well, I have friends and family that are selling their homes. It's not that big of a deal. You're right. It isn't. You can move to another area. You can sell your house if you're a homeowner, sell it, move to another. That is true. However, what a lot of people don't take into consideration is if that happens within 24 months. In the United States, we have this thing called capital gains tax, where if you claim a property as your primary residence and you sell that property within 24 months of your purchase, you get put in a position where anything that you sold over like an increase in what you made on the sale, that actually gets thrown into a position where you have to pay capital gains tax on it. And it's expensive. It's a lot. It's contingent on the tax bracket you're in. But either way, no one wants to pay more in taxes. So you also have to take that into consideration. So kind of in a 2-year minimum when it comes to being in that spot as a homeowner versus as a renter. You might be able to move out and move on within only a couple of months. So to break all this down for you guys, I know it's a lot of information. This video is getting a little bit long. These are the 4 reasons why you should not buy a home. 1, the interest rates. 2, home maintenance. 3, the time commitment that comes with home maintenance and maintaining a home. And number 4, and I think this is the most important one for me, flexibility. Having flexibility as a renter is huge, that you just don't have it as a purchaser. But if you were in the category as somebody who, hey, I need more space, I need more time, I need more yard, I need more bedrooms. If you're in that position where you're like, hey, I now hearing this video, I know that I need to be in a position where I'm thinking through purchasing, not necessarily renting, give us a call over here at MacDon Associates. Happy to help you any way that we possibly can. And it might even lead to us going, hey, it actually makes sense for you to rent a little bit longer. Give us a call in 6 months. Give us a call in a year. That's where we come from here. We're doing what's best for people, not necessarily just trying to sell a house. So if that's you, please give us a call. Happy to help you out. Phone number here is 586-306-8800. And besides that, you guys have a very blessed day. We'll catch you next time on Tuesdays with Rory. See ya.